welcome to iCast Summon Friends. The story so far. So we got the adventurers, Brooke, Ravenous, Lyroon, Hazer and Nanto. Everyone's here today. And that means we get the perfectly balanced party. To very briefly summarise what's happened so far is you did an adventurer test tower, you defeated a load of living pumpkins, you've gone shopping twice, you've saved a bunch of kids from some rat folk, were-rats, you bought a very, very expensive cloak of protection. You rescued Danny DeFito from the sewers, then dobbed him in with Duchess Morwen of Daggerford, then helped him get arrested by the guard as he tried to run away. He's not keen on you guys, suffice it to say. He's not had a good time since he met you. But you found out a bit about who he's part of, the Invisible Hand, sort of conglomerate of adventurers who work together, and how they haven't been doing particularly well, as have all the other adventurers. They all seem to be dying out in the field, which has created lots of refugees flocking into Daggerford, getting away from all the various problems that have been cropping up, one of which you're looking to take care of today. You also last time, Ravenous and Hazer went scouting out Lord Flashheart's mansion, just trying to get a feel for what riches might be contained therein, because she's got the itchy stealing fingers, desiring some thievery. But Nanto and Lyroon, both being fairly lawful people, were not keen on stealing, even from an outright unpleasant person like Lord Flashheart. Are you lawful? I forgot to ask, actually.
Me?
Yeah. Well, all of you, actually.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Pretty close to being lawful.
Yeah.
And within his own understanding of things. Might not quite match up with the general thoughts.
His laws.
I'm somewhere between lawful and lawful neutral. Or
I'm
not
definitely...
sorry, not lawful neutral. Somewhere between like lawful and neutral. Probably more lawful than neutral.
I'm just straight neutral as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Nanto doesn't really understand what laws are.
I consider myself chaotic neutral.
Yeah, you're definitely chaotic.
Yep.
And I imagine Hayes would be as well. So, that's the story so far. And where we left off last time is, you just hired 2 horses between the 5 of you. 2 of you, well, 4 of you are going to double up on the horses, while Lyroon's able to just run alongside them, easily keeping pace thanks to monkship. And you have just been making your way out of Daggerford. So you've met back up now, you've picked up Nanto. What party favours did he pick up?
So the setup was they're going for a heist, right?
Yeah, at some point.
Alright, well, Nanto would have picked up some, definitely some streamers. Because if we're going for a heist, I doesn't know what that means, but if we're going into someone's house, then we need to at least bring some decorations. If we're also going into someone else's house, we're going to definitely need to bring a gift. So he probably would have bought a bunch of candy and some flowers.
Excellent.
Because that would be what you give someone as a gift.
I'm totally imagining them just using you as the distraction at the front door.
Yeah.
I brought you gifts and decorations for your house. I'll start decorating now.
Don't worry, let me decorate. It's the least I could do for the party we are throwing.
As long as he doesn't mention the word heist. That pretty much summarises where you're at. So you're just about setting out from the gates of Daggerford. So first of all, what is your marching arrangement going to be? You can be side by side. Yeah, the road actually fits 3 of you side by side if you wish.
I'm pretty sure that Baruch and Nanto are both on horseback.
Yeah, I am at least on one of the horses for sure.
I'm definitely
Yeah, I'm more than happy to be on the front one.
Cool.
I want to be up front if no one minds.
Go for it.
You're outrunning the horses, so that totally
Exactly.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've got Lyroon just jogging along.
Sure.
I imagine the other pair of horses would just be behind Lyroon. So you're just marching in formation. So you make your way out from Daggerford, and you got the party gathered. Sorry?
The silliest thought of me outrunning the horses. It's just I can't even. But
I
go
know,
on.
it created me great issues the other. Yeah, I think I've spoken about this before. There was a monk who had boots of speed and a haste spell on them, and it makes it very difficult for the dramatic villain to make his dramatic escape when the monk can easily outrun the horse. But anyway, so with the party gathered and an official adventurer's commission given by the guards, they took down your names as well and any loved ones. So if you do die out in the field, they know who to contact. And you set out from Daggerford. And as with the pumpkin venture, your initial foray into the hinterland surrounding Daggerford passes by pretty peacefully initially. It's farmers tilling the fields and pausing in their work to sort of stand up and wipe sweat from their brows and watch you guys ride past. And you do make a pretty odd sight. There's these two horses, each with two adventurers on the horses, and then there's just Lyru jogging in front of them and easily outpacing them. So yeah, you definitely draw a few stares as you pass. But it's not long, however, before you start coming across some of those more abandoned fields. Crops that have been left untended, that have begun to grow a bit wild, and there's weeds taking hold, there's vermin going that have been foraging pretty freely amongst all these fruit and barley and such that's just been left out in the sun, unharvested. And here and there you actually...
Rats are quite enjoying the feast that they've been given.
Exactly. And here and there you can catch scents of rotting produce going to waste in the fields. All signs of humans, elves, or any of the other races of Faerun have pretty much disappear once you get beyond a certain limit outside of Daggerford. You sort of get the understanding that there's this sort of safe zone, and then this band of territory that's like a possibly safe but probably not, and then you're heading towards the definitely not. And there's just that steady rustling of various plants waving in the wind.
So as we continue into the more suspicious area, are there still plenty of rodents and such running around?
Plenty of what, sorry?
Of rodents, squirrels.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
So that's a good point, actually. So in this band that you're in, this middle bit, there seems to be plenty of them.
Okay.
For now. But given what Buruk, Lyroon and Ravenous saw of the pumpkins last time, you would suspect there would be fewer up ahead.
Yeah, where currently the vermin are eating the crop, but a bit further ahead, I'd imagine it being the other way around.
We should stop here and grind squirrels to level up.
We're worth like 10 XP, dude.
Yeah, it won't take long. Look, I did the math of how many chickens you need to take down, a Tarask. It's not hard.
I did the math.
That is a good point, actually, is you guys are all level 5. We talked about this briefly last time, but sad news was that somehow the audio decided to pick up from my headphones instead of the microphone last time, so you basically can't hear me for the entire episode, which is really, really sad.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's super, super sucks. But I can fix it. It will just take me a lot of editing. But anyway, so we talked a bit about your various new abilities. Buruk can now hit things twice. So can Lyroon.
The happiest day of my life.
Never been happier.
Ravenous can also zap things twice, but also she gets like area of effect damage now from her zapping, which is pretty cool. And also her favourite spell of all time.
Hunger of Hater.
Yeah.
With those milky white tentacles making a slurping
Sucky
sound.
noises.
Yeah, I'm greatly looking forward to simulating those
That's
noises.
part of the description, buddy.
I don't like it at all.
No.
I use it at every opportunity, so you'll get to hear lots of slurping noises.
Do you have a Syrinscape for slurping tentacles?
He
Ooh,
probably does.
probably should.
Yeah, it should be quite easy to find.
Look, all we need is a YouTube playlist of just 12 hours straight of slurping tentacles.
Why?
I'm pretty sure there is a video for that. I don't think you want to share it.
I don't think you want to look at that.
Was it ASMR?
The opposite of ASMR.
I I'm not going to put tentacle ASMR into my search history ever. So someone else will have to fall on this grenade, okay?
Oh man, there's a
All
Hunger
right.
of Hadar D&D sound for 10 minutes on YouTube.
There we go. But we can't use that because it'll be copyrighted. So,
Oh.
and
Obviously for next time I'll make my own Hundreds of Hadar slurping sound just for you guys.
No, that's even worse.
I'm working on it. Don't worry. And then Hazer is now level 2 rogue and level 3 druid, which means he now gets the cunning actions. So you can do the dashing and the hiding and all the other jazz that a rogue can do. And Nanto,
I get a 3rd level spell.
Exactly. What spell did he pick?
I actually took 2. I got rid of one of my 2nd levels because I gained a level.
Yeah, because
I took slow and fast friends.
Oh.
Because Nanto makes friends.
Excellent choices. And again, it's sticking with the non-aggressive theme, sort of pacifist bard.
He has 2 ways of doing damage. One of which is brutal, and I love it. The other is just insulting you, and you feel bad.
I'm honestly not gonna lie. The spell I was expecting for Nanto to pick up was Hypnotic Pattern.
That's next.
Too similar to no man.
But for now, it's definitely slow and fast friends.
Yeah, I do like slow. It's a very, very good spell.
Slow is impressively powerful.
Yeah.
But in addition, I actually got a lot of stuff across the board, so I now gain all of my bardic inspirations back on a short rest. My inspirations are now D8s, and my mantle of inspiration now gives 8 temp hit points.
Yeah.
Which also now means that we're entirely a short rest squad.
Yeah.
Except for Hazer.
Except for Hazer.
Yeah. That's all right. He can get the good berries out. So
Bring out the good berries, man.
So yeah, at level 5, I think it's my favourite level in D&D. It's where you see the biggest power jump, certainly.
Yeah, hit twice.
Yeah, hit twice. You literally became twice as useful overnight.
I also got my Stunning Strike, which I actually then used immediately on Danny and DeVito.
Honestly, after you proclaimed you would never do so.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to use Stunning Strike, too terribly often because I prefer, flat damage. Now that I have more key points, I can, use my Necrotic Strike more often.
And then immediately stuns.
Look,
hey, but I get my wild shapes in short rest too. What are you saying about me not being short rest, buddy?
Yeah, the only thing that Hazer doesn't get back is his spells, which is, whatever.
That's whatever. But my wild shapes?
Yeah, you get the wild shapes
They're
back.
short rest.
There's a certain type of druid that gets slots back on a short rest.
Circle of Land.
Yeah, that's the one. I've played one of those before.
And don't forget
Thunder.
all of those rogue abilities that come back on a rest.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
All none of them.
None of them.
So, as I say, you're making your way through. You can see there's a bunch of untended fields around you, but you're starting to see you're getting towards the more wilder areas. The rodents and vermin start thinning out, and you can start to see you're coming across more dilapidated farmsteads starting to dot amongst those abandoned fields, and there's boarded over windows and doors here and there, and some of them appear to actually have been broken into. So you can see some of those boards have been snapped in half, looks like by a crowbar or something, and it looks like either, I don't know whether it's plant life or bandits, someone's been breaking into some of these farmsteads. But eventually, as you're passing by all these, you start coming towards that very same patch of farms actually that you visited not too long ago, the pumpkin farms. And you can still actually see there's the rotting remains. I mean, it's only been, I think, 2 days since you were there, so you can still see there's these squished and eviscerated pumpkins dotting the road as you're marching down it. Some of them have been carved apart, some have been flattened, some have been blasted with eldritch blasts, and you can see there's one particularly big one in the road that's been smashed apart as well. someone's been by here before and doing some hard work.
You're welcome.
Where is Gertrude and her mother then?
So they're still in Daggerford, so they were happy that you've saved their farm, but it's still quite dangerous with all the other problems around town.
Alright, cool beans. I just didn't want the story to go, yeah, well, you didn't kill
And
the
then
corn
you
as
see
well.
the corpse of Gertrude and her mum.
And you see them, just their heads. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want.
Oh no, Gertrude and the woman that we don't know the name of because we never asked.
Her
Gertrude's
name
mother.
is Gertrude's mother.
Oh yes, of course.
Well, obviously.
G-Mart. So,
Gee, Mum.
as you're making your way towards that area, you recall that you had passed by a cornfield on your way, and you'd seen a few movements in that cornfield, actually, that had been giving you some cause of suspicion, rightly so, as it happens. So you know that you're beginning to near your quarry. You haven't quite arrived, actually, at the destination that was marked by the guardsman on your map, so it's not this cornfield, it's a nearby cornfield, but you know that there'll be some nearby. So you know you're nearing your quarry, and you have time to prepare yourselves.
So, first things first, if you don't mind, I would just throw a quick glance towards the dead pumpkins and everything we can see in the immediate vicinity, just to be sure that none of these are coming back alive.
Absolutely. Give me an investigation check. First roll of the session.
Uh,
Oh,
I was gonna say, there seems to be a
Lyroon's
perception.
got a nat 20 perception going on.
didn't want to interrupt. But on the way over, especially in the cornfield that isn't the field that we're going to, do I see any signs of sentient vegetables? As if there are multiple cornfields of doom.
Yeah, you definitely, with a nat 20 especially, you definitely are seeing, it's perhaps one or two. It's quite a large field, and but when the wind blows, there's one or two amongst it that don't seem to quite sway in time.
Even worse than sentient corn. Sentient corn that's pretending. Hate deceivers.
Up to you what to do about that.
No, actually, I'm gonna call out to everyone. Hey, just to get Nanto, just to show you what the problem is. I see that one over there and that one over there. Let's go take him out real quick.
Ooh, I love dealing with vegetables.
It'll be fun.
So this is where you are currently. If you imagine that's more yellow than green for the top left corner. But yeah, you can see that those buildings to the top right corner. Those are the barn and the farmstead, basically, of the pumpkin place. Yeah, the two that you can see not moving naturally. Let me just pop those on. But so you're going to go try and get them?
Mm-hmm.
All right, how are you doing this?
I want to punch him.
Okay, let me just pop them on the map.
If it's only two of them, then Lyroon isn't gonna go for any subtlety or anything. As long as everyone is like, yeah, let's go get. No, I take that back. I pull arrow, longbow, doop,
Oh yeah, you got a longbow.
and I can fire 2 arrows.
Oh yeah, new abilities. All right, so it sounds like everyone. Well,
Does anyone object to Lyroon firing arrows?
No.
all right, go for it. Fire your arrows, and then we'll roll initiative and see what happens.
Cool beans.
I'm just going to get you positioned as I think.
Oh, did you just say roll initiative? I did not listen.
Not just yet. We're just going to see how Lyroon's arrows go.
Okay.
But you might as well actually.
I'm just making sure. We had a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
You definitely have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Let's see how your arrows do.
And then there's my initiative.
Okay.
That's a nice initiative.
4.
Ooh, my spell slots haven't updated. Oh wait, no. I need to actually update them.
Exclamation point update thing. Okay. So your longbow, I can see one. Oh yeah, there they are. Wow, both maximum damage. Jeez.
On the same corn.
On the same corn, yeah.
No, actually, no. Sorry, can I take that back if you don't mind? Can I do both on other corn so I can show everyone that corn and that corn, the ones with arrows sticking out of them?
Yeah, that's a good shout. So, let me give you a visual actually of what the corn look like.
I've seen this.
What? Wait. Okay. That's the bad. Okay, that's.
That is what the corn looks like.
Okay. Well,
What?
They look cute on the tiny page. Look at
Yeah, wait till you see the actual artwork. It's not cute.
Huh.
Bam.
Ah!
Ay, a la vida.
That's cool,
Yeah.
but so disgusting.
I dislike this.
So this is lifted from a game called Maze, which is all about
Living corn.
yeah, it's about cornfield maze, and the various corns have come to life and such.
That's so weird.
There's a video game about everything, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about everything. So yeah, let's get back to the map. So you let loose 2 arrows. So Lyroon gets out a couple of arrows and just puts one to string, pulls it, knocks it to his ear, and sights down on the first corn, looses, and the arrow just arcs just slightly through the air before slamming straight into between the eyes of the first corn, and it rocks back the stem of its body, threatening to snap, but not quite, and then it rocks back forward again, and then again Lyroon repeats it, and again smashes into the second one, takes it directly. This time it's on the lower part of its cob, and you can see a few spray bits of corn just flying away. But lower cob, and they both suddenly look a lot less like the other corn, sort of almost twig-like appendages split out from their stems, and they start scrabbling forward towards you. Roll for initiative, which I think most of you've done already.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to see if you could do it on D&D Beyond, but I can. I just need to roll my dice, right?
Yeah, you just click the initiative button.
Yeah, it doesn't say Lyroon rolls an initiative check. It just says Lyroon rolled from Beyond 1d20 plus 4.
I got 23.
Oh, so you're faster than me by just a tiny bit.
And this time I'm going to select this for our music.
Oh, battery running low, apparently.
Oh.
I just have to plug it in. Hold on.
Yeah, the charger should be in there. That would explain why it was running so slow. Because it wasn't plugged in. It's my wonderful work laptop that has a battery for about half an hour. That should be, yeah, so that nat 20. So I think, Ravenous, you will actually be up first.
Nice.
And then tied between me and Hazer, I have more decks, but
Yeah,
Ross says you decide.
No, I just do the dex thing.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah?
I have
Yes.
no sound from anyone.
Oh, well, it's a shame that you can't hear us because we're so awesome, all of our
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what I'm good at, is just words. Not like coherent words, just words. In
Words.
general. Like applesauce, that's a good word.
I make.
Sorry, what was that, Potts?
I said I make words.
I do. Food goes in, and then words come out.
Wow.
Can you hear us now, Sammy?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
I can hear
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay. So, Ravenous, so yeah, you see Lyroon ready his longbow and just loose 2 arrows, boom, boom, and just takes 2 of the corn directly in their faces. And now you look more carefully, you can see they have these weird slit-like eyes and disgusting mouths, and they've started these twig-like appendages have ripped themselves free of their vines, of their stems, and they've started coming to life.
Do I see further corn?
You just see the 2.
May I advance about 15 feet to see if there's more corn?
Yeah. So, well, yeah, you're on horseback at the minute. So you hopping down from the horse?
Is that an action?
No.
Okay, cool. I'll hop down from the horse then, and then I'll take about 15. No, do you know what? I'm going to walk up to the top of the roof of that barn.
Cool. That uses all your movement, but you can get to there.
That's fine. And then I will let off.
Immediately fall through the roof of the barn.
I will then hex one of the corn, the one closest to me.
Mm-hmm.
And with my double Eldritch Blast, shoot one at each. Oh,
nice.
wow.
I was just waiting for the right moment. Right, so... so you throw down your hex. You can probably just copy and paste the code that you got in your channel, but give me the attack roll. Let's see how you do.
I mean, can I not just do it in... Hang on.
Or you can do it on D&D Beyond, because it's now synced into Discord.
That's the hex damage, apparently. I'm confused.
Cool. But first you have to see if you hit.
I'm so confused. I guess it's that one for
That
hit?
was the damage roll. You need to hit
Right.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I got okay.
Okay, so you got a 21 to hit, so it definitely hits. Yeah, and you get 2 Eldritch Blasts now. So
Yeah, so I did say that.
yeah, so give me your second to hit roll.
Oh, yeah. 14.
Okay, and give me your second to damage roll. Okay, so Ravenous immediately just hops down lightly from her horse that she had been sharing with Hazer, and just calmly strides over to the dilapidated barn of the Smashing Pumpkins, this bright orange barn. She walks up the side of it, and already there's 2 crackling orbs, these meteorites, these purple sparkling meteorites that you've become well familiar with. But they seem a bit more... Well, she's got 2 of them in hand. It's twice as many than you've ever seen her summoning before, and she just hurls one down at one of the closest corn, and it immediately just eviscerates it. It just shatters into a dozen different flying shards of the corn. So as the meteorite smacks into the corn, it transmogrifies its state slightly and just turns it into almost like shards, and they just fly freely across in a spray pattern around it. With just one enemy remaining, throws the other meteorite that way. Doesn't quite manage to eviscerate it in just one hit, but certainly blasts apart a good remaining chunk of it, and it's looking rather wounded.
Did my hex move over? Or
You can only put it on 1 per turn.
oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, but next turn you can bonus action move it over whatever if there is.
Was it close enough? Was it within? It was not within 5 feet. Okay, never mind. I can't do the extra damage.
Yeah, they're far enough apart. So that's the end of your turn, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of them did die?
One of them is now dead. In fact, let me update the map. This is like the easiest combat ever because this is just 2 corn. But there you go, you get your chance. So Lyroon, you're up.
Awesome. Cool. Wow, this is going to be fast. I'm going to move 10 feet forward. Not much. And then longbow. That definitely hits. Longbow damage. Longbow. Longbow damage.
Okay. So another pair of arrows just knocked loose, and they both just fly. Before the first one's even hit, the second one's flying through the air directly towards the same target, and each just shoot straight through the central stem of this piece of corn, and just snaps it in half, and it's dead. No more movement, and within less than 6 seconds' work, you've eviscerated this poor pair of corn that have been standing watch before they could even react.
Hardly by that time even Burke realized there was danger.
I'm going to use the rest of my 35 feet movement to get closer, because eventually I want to pick up the corns, because we were supposed to get like an extra gold or something for every ear.
Per body.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good memory. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, he offered us an extra platinum per ear of corn.
So, combat over. You so you can just march forward and pick up those 2 pieces of corn. There's nothing else around that you can see. So it looks like this cornfield, there's just a couple that has been standing apart from all the others. You aren't quite at the destination that the guards had indicated, but it looks like the corn had spread from that place that he had suggested.
How devious.
Mm.
Puts corn on one of the horses.
Cool.
Because I'm not carrying them.
Yeah. They're ugly as hell.
I mean, that's what we got the horses for, as long as they're okay with it being put on them.
Yeah, they don't mind. I mean, they didn't really see what was going on. They weren't particularly paying attention. They just see you can't pick up what looks like just a piece of corn, dumping them into the saddlebags. So you carry on making your way down the road. Is there anything else?
I'm gonna stay on my roofs as much as possible.
Well, you can move about 10 feet forward and then you run out of roof.
I mean, what I mean is I'm gonna be jumping roof to roof.
Oh, I see. So the direction that the guards had suggested you go is this way. So it's the southwest. So it's away
We're just seeing corn.
Yeah, you're indicating on a corn.
Sorry. Yeah.
we right here along its leaf, right next to its ugly chin. That's where you're.
So there you go. So it's this
Okay,
bit in the
fine.
southwest. So you can opt down, get back on your horse.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Carry on making your way towards the destination. Anything else before you make your way towards? So you know that you're going to be approaching the destination the guards have been pointed out.
Yeah, actually, I have. So, just the roughest estimate of how far away the actual destination is. 10 minutes, half an hour.
Less than 10 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, and sorry, but just to confirm on those dead pumpkins, all of them are properly dead.
Yes.
As far as my fair 5 investigation can tell.
Yeah. I mean, given there's flies buzzing around them and they don't seem to be moving.
I would just grab one of the fresher ones, give it to the horses. I mean, it's not like we can bring them all the way back home, but it's been a bit of a journey.
I actually, speaking of the horses, do you think we should perhaps leave them hitched to the barns here? We don't want them to be, assuming we're spooked, or assuming we get surrounded by hundreds of corn or some terribleness.
Sounds wise.
Let's hope we don't get surrounded by hundreds of corn, but still.
I mean, last time you went on a mission like this, you did encounter, I think it was about 10 pumpkins at one point.
Yes.
If you want, I could talk to them and just see what they want. Horses are quite smart, you know.
I mean, no one's stopping you. You can do what you feel like, Nanto.
And
fantastic.
An important question, the GM. What are the horses' names again?
Oh God.
Oh no.
Dennis.
I'm just being
It was Dennis and George or Geordie. Joffrey, Gregory, something like that. But definitely one of them's Dennis.
Definitely one is Dennis. Good memory.
And the one named Jeffrey is actually a very, very short giraffe.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Jeffrey. Anything else?
Does Lyrin remember his son's names?
No, I do not.
Well, I would like to.
Sorry, Vlad doesn't.
I would like to ritually cast Speak with Animals then.
Cool. Yeah. That takes. Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking, what are the chances that Brooke will figure out why you just decided to idle about for 10 minutes? Well, also asking not to be disturbed, which is very unusual of Nanto.
Yeah. So, what's your ritual casting look like, Nanto? Is it obvious?
Let's see. What would my ritual casting look like?
Just dancing the entire time.
I'd like to imagine it's just like... It looks like what he does when he sleeps.
Well, he just constantly says, "Are you awake?"
Or he just sits there. He literally just like sits down and just like waits for like 10 minutes, unmoving, unblinking.
I was more imagining that you start speaking to animals and continue doing that for 10 minutes until it starts working.
I imagine every once in a while I'll just be like, "Hi, can you hear me?"
Yeah.
Hey?
Just start making horse noises.
And then eventually, after 10 minutes, it's something like, "Hi, can you hear me?" And he's looking at one of the horses.
Yeah, so Dennis takes the lead and just fixes his eyes upon Nanto. Tilts his head. Yes? Have you got carrots?
Oh, he looks over to Hazer and just, do we have any carrots?
Well, I don't think that I have carrots. I may have good berries. Are you into that?
He looks back to Dennis, just, I'm sorry, I don't think I have any carrots with me.
And just flaps his ears. Then, okay, what do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure you are okay. We're going to be going somewhere maybe dangerous.
Are there carrots there?
Ooh. He turns around. Are there going to be carrots where we're going?
I believe it's a field of corn.
Oh,
I believe too.
Well, there's just corn. Would corn help?
Quick Google, do horses eat corn?
I would imagine so.
I think they do.
Because it's sweet, so they must like it.
Yeah. You're meant to like cook it and steam flaked or something, but I don't think they would care about that.
There is also a bag of apples somewhere on the saddles.
What's that one plant that horses like really, really, really like? Is it like ivy or something? No,
Horsenip.
Horsenip, of course.
No, there's a thing that horses just really like.
Oh, horseradishes.
No.
I can keep this up all day.
Baruch is right though. He's brought up a good point. There is a bag of apples that he bought for the horses. I feel like we're in SpongeBob right now.
Yes, I don't know how this is Wild West Showdown music, but sure. So
how about this? We have apples ready to eat, all good and juicy, but we just need you. Well, we're going to keep you away from the danger. Is that okay?
Acceptable. Give me apples.
She turns around. We need apples immediately.
Brooke would just look at Nanto, shrug, and just nod. They're on the saddle. Help yourself. And he just continues staring, thinking, wait, is Nanto actually going to eat for once? I haven't seen this man eat for days.
I will go over, grab the saddlebag, take out an apple, and walk over to Dennis.
Okay. He just immediately chows it down. But he doesn't bite your hand, interestingly, so he's quite careful enough to just snap the apple off your hand, because you did talk to him and promise that apples are coming, so he understands there's an arrangement.
Yeah, he understands the arrangement that's been made. The pact that has been sealed.
Yeah, this is actually a warlock patron.
That is the patron. Great, now it's a warlock now. Sign the pact with Dennis.
No, you're the patron. You're giving gifts.
Oh god, I would not wish Nanto as a patron for anybody.
Just prank everyone they come across.
His domain is partying.
Yeah, he's a bard of Dionysus.
He's a party patron.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, these horses should have nothing to fear.
And he just chows down. The other one's just watching this and just goes, "Oh, I want apple too."
I need more apples immediately. Going into the saddlebag.
They're in the same exact spot.
Yeah.
A
So
happy horse is a happy horse. That's what they always say.
So is the intention to bribe them so they come with you? You just bribing them and then leaving them here? What's your plan?
My plan is to bribe them with apples to make them happy, so they won't run away at the first sign of danger.
But are they coming with you?
No.
Cool.
No.
You're leaving them here.
He's been saying the whole time he's leaving them there so they're safe.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, all good. Your horses are content to hang around. They won't stampede off at this sign of danger. And you're good to continue. Anything else?
I think that is it for now, and I think I have. Let me check the duration on that.
7 apples left.
Oh, it's only 10 minutes.
Yes. Good enough.
But that also means you might be able to talk to the corn.
Is corn an animal?
It's moving around.
Not yet. So, anything else before we move on? Good.
I think I am content.
Okay. So, as I say, eventually you've reached the pumpkin farms. You spotted the couple of corn that had been watching from the field and immediately took care of them before they could even react. And you make your way onward towards the patch indicated by the guards. And as I say, it was less than 10 minutes away, so it's a pretty quick walk. What you find is, while the pumpkin farms steads had seemed a bit dilapidated, the roof had caved in slightly as if a massive blow had rained down upon it, the corn farm stead looks in a much worse state. Looks like it's been almost torn apart. So, there you go. So you're approaching in from the south, so let me just pop you on the map.
Oh no, that poor farmhouse. There's no roof for me to climb on. That makes me sad.
There is no roof.
Yeah.
There is fence posts that are about 5 foot up off the ground. The walls
Yeah,
themselves...
but anybody could walk on a fence post. That's not my deal.
But the walls themselves are about 10 foot off the ground, so you would be able to get up on one of those and get you to some point of relative safety, depending on whether corn can climb. So yeah, so you're just arriving. You can see, you start arriving at the place indicated by the guards, and you can see there's cornfields stretching pretty much as far as the eye can see. They're massive, and you can see there this farmstead is in a much worse state. So it looks like the buildings have literally been torn apart by something massive. There's pretty much just rubble remaining. Some patches of the wall are 10 feet tall, but a lot of it has just been smashed down entirely.
And then a big gust of wind blows everything over.
Hazer, if you switched on your fan by chance?
No. It was me.
Okay. So
Blowing profusely.
just sighing at my description. Making your way up the path, and you see that the buildings are heavily dilapidated. There's no initial signs of any living corn, no living corn at least, no awakened corn that you can see. Just corn sighing in the wind around you.
Okay, just normal corn.
Just normal corn for now. So you can see there's this main building up ahead. There's also this outer building to your right that seems half of it has just been obliterated entirely. What do you do?
Can I investigate the building?
Certainly
Yeah.
may.
Can I help Ravenous with her investigation? I'm specifically wanting to look for signs of what had done this, because corn doesn't seem like siege monsters.
I should be surprised.
Siege.
I'm gonna guidance myself as well.
Okay, so you can do an investigation check with advantage with guidance. So it'll be, you know what? I might just type it out for you because it'll be a bit easier.
Okay.
Investigation advantage. Like that. What about the rest of you?
I think I'm staying on the road, drawing my sword, given that this seems to be the place, and just giving this area a quick look.
Okay.
I just want to figure out what's so special about this. I mean, there's plenty of corn, but they don't seem to be too alive.
Okay. So yeah, Burrick, give me a perception check. Nanto and Hazer, what are you guys doing?
That's 10 perception.
Can I basically just do a perception as well? Keep an eye out for things.
Yeah, absolutely. And
You will.
Hazer.
Nanto will stand on his tiptoes to get the best view.
Does he have toes?
Barely.
metal things.
On the tips.
How about Hazer? What's Hazer doing?
Because I'm straight up thinking like elephant feet for Nanto.
Hazer will unsheath his rapier on the left hand, and then on the right hand, he will say some words and with leaf. I don't know what is sumac, but he grabs a leaf from his pouch and break it with his hand, and then a flame sword appear on his hand.
Mm.
Oh.
I'm gonna cast Flame Blade.
Oh. It's okay. So
I got a 17 on my investigation.
nice, good, because the perception checks didn't work out too well. So Nanto got a nat 1 on the perception check. So he's looking around, but mostly he's just staring at the sun. It's bright.
Bright sun today.
Brooke sort of squints his eyes and trying to peer at the various corn waving in the breeze, and it just looks like corn waving in the breeze. There's no obvious signs of your quarry out here. And meanwhile, Ravenous and Lyroon start making their way over towards the buildings. Which building? The main one or the outhouse?
Main.
Cool. So meanwhile, Lyroon and Ravenous make their way over towards this main building, trying to determine what exactly had torn it apart. To Lyroon's point earlier, that's not something normally that corn, even living corn, would be capable of. And based on how the building's been demolished, it looks like it was something massive. Something has been able to strike it with considerable force and smash down walls, and you can see here and there are these scratch marks into where it's clawed away, and it looks like it's something with claws that are about several feet in length and about half a foot wide. So it's this is something that's huge in size.
Is there any residue of, skin or nails left, or pumpkin juice?
Forensic evidence.
Yeah.
Is there any forensics?
Do we have any DNA or fingerprints?
So you don't see any pumpkin juice. You do see it was 17 investigation you got, right?
Yarp.
Yeah. You do see one thing. So tucked under, as you start sifting through some of the rubble, you find something of interest, which is a singular, massive corn kernel.
Oh man.
Make of that what you will.
Ravenous starts to eat the corn kernel.
Not even making the grandest popcorn out of it. It's a shame.
No, she's hungry. She's gonna eat the corn kernel.
This can't go bad at all.
Yeah, I need
Does it bleed?
A wisdom
Does
save.
it bleed? Does the corn bleed?
Well,
This is a genuine question.
the previous ones were like the innards were mixed with like small animals because they've been eating critters. So I just wonder if maybe this one has started to, gain a vascular system. I don't know.
So give me a perception check for taste.
Okay.
Perception check for taste. This is amazing.
It tastes like a 14.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Wait, you just rolled. Have you got flat? Yeah, you got flat rolls in perception. Okay. It tastes like old stale corn. So you don't detect any notes of blood or small critters. Just old stale corn.
Ravenous asks Nanto, "Hey Nanto, you know how you made those pancakes taste like bacon? Could you do that to this?"
Oh, certainly. What would you want it to taste like?
Bacon.
Ah, got it. And a 1, and a 2, and a skidly-doo. Boom. And prestidigitation. The corn is now bacon.
Yeah. So with a wave of the hand, it immediately tastes just like bacon, just like with the pancakes.
So I keep eating and I just kind of offer it over to Lyroon, just for shits and giggles. Do you want some bacon flavoured corn?
I do not.
It's good. There's so many corny jokes you can make. So, initial investigations reveal something's massive has smashed apart this home. You can see to the north, so up on this map, there's what looks like a windmill in the distance. It's where
dragon.
A windmill.
Yeah, the same thing.
And there's various. Looks like all the paths in this area seem to be leading that way, but you can't see any initial signs of all that corn, that dangerous corn that the guards have been promising.
Yeah, dangerous corn.
So, everyone, there's one of two ways we can find our quarry. We can make as much noise as possible, or we can make as little noise as possible and search around.
For two of our members, I don't know if that's possible.
So I'll go to Lou while you discuss plans.
As much as I like your plans, Haroon, I don't think I'm the one for sneaking about.
What if we split up? The sneakies and the non-sneakies.
I would very much suggest not splitting up. We're stronger together. We always have been.
I agree. Parties are always better with more people.
Nanto, can you use that magic of yours to make a really loud sound?
I can yell very loudly.
I have
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Out of character. I'm thinking of my cantrips, and I'm like, minor illusion can do that, and thaumaturgy can.
Yeah, I've got thaumaturgy.
I've only got Presty and Mage Hand.
I have thaumaturgy. I could do a big old boomy voice.
I can do just plain old shouting.
Can you make a really loud, invisible mage hand?
I do have a mage hand.
Yes, I will make a mage hand that snaps its fingers very loudly.
Oh, nice.
What is the sound of one mage hand clapping?
That's me trying to clap with one hand if you can hear it.
Apparently some people can. I find it disturbing.
My hands are too small.
Also, how many whip cracks does this song have? There was like 4 cracks right away.
How, Mr. DM man, how defensible does this, broken down house look? Would it make for an okay last stand?
Ooh, good question. So reasonably, actually, there's you can see there's a few patches of wall that have been broken down. If something were to be coming at you, they would have a few ways in, but it certainly would limit the amount of available entrances. There's some walls to stand on top of. It's as good as any.
I think it's perfect.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, it's by far not the worst.
Hazer, do you have any objections to a bunch of just yelling and shouting?
No. It would seem. Okay. What were you saying, sorry, Ravenous? I think she needed to step away.
I'm just muting because I've got the kettle running and I didn't too much noise.
Gotcha. Okay. Nanto?
I'm more than willing to make noise. I'm very good at it.
Excellent. Alright, so...
Thank you.
And Burrick is only capable of making noises, incapable of being otherwise. So it seems like you've got a plan. You're going to assemble inside this fortification of sorts and make noise to attract your quarry. So what are your positions going to be?
I'm going to be at the northern entrance, in front, exactly right there, bow drawn and arrow notched.
Cool. Alright, Burrick?
I'll be on the hole just a bit to the left of there. Yep,
there or there?
That's the one. Where I am currently.
Cool. Okay.
And yeah, just with my greatsword drawn. But all the other weapons are basically just laid against the wall within reach.
Just all like laid out. Okay, I like it, yeah. So you just kill something, then pick up the next one and kill the next one.
Pretty much, just in case I need to grab a next one. That's I don't have to go through all the bags on my back. It's not really most convenient, is it?
Okay, Nanto, where are you gonna go?
I would like to be as close to smack dab in the middle as I can.
Yeah, so there's a little wooden beam that you can stand on top of.
I would love to stand atop that beam.
Yeah, and you're just sort of balancing it, sort of rocks slightly
Is
side to
that an acrobatics check?
with his -1 dex, I think.
-2, excuse you.
-2. Better dex.
I would want to see it just to know how well you're hanging in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Let's have an acrobatics check. Let's just see how.
Oh, you want an acrobatics check from me?
Yeah. I just want to
Well
see.
then, allow me to
Oh.
impress you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he's actually
You've gone
balancing
and done it.
remarkable ability on this wooden board. It's sort of it's like almost like a seesaw. He just sort of leans from side to side periodically. He's just ready in action. Already starting to make noise. Ravenous, where do you go?
I'll be on the back wall.
There. It's a horrible
Middle.
noise.
Sorry.
The middle doesn't
I'll
have a wall.
go
so
middle on the back wall.
so you can go like there.
Yeah, but like literally standing on the crumbled wall.
Yeah, well, you have to fit in a square, so unfortunately it's there. But yeah, I get what you mean. You're on top of the wall.
Okay.
Okay, and then Hazer. If Hazer is there.
Okay, I will move 1, 2, 3.
So we're not in combat yet, so you can go wherever you want. It's just preparing.
Put me beside Nanto. He's
Like that?
there. Yeah.
Cool.
I
Okay.
got my flame blade on one hand, on the right hand, and the rapier on the left hand.
Okay. So should in theory work. Ooh. I've had some practice since the sewers. I've got the hang of how to make these maps work better, especially when you haven't got like a singular circle that you can see. It's a lot easier during the daytime. So this is what you see out ahead of you. You can see there's a well in the middle of these crossroads. But yeah, it's just more corn and farmlands up ahead of you. And so you start taking your defensive positions. Now, what you can see ahead of you is, yeah, it's mostly corn. You do see is dotted amongst the corn fields, there's 1 or 2 scarecrows as well that are just keeping away any signs of birds from eating on them, but that's not really, well, yeah, you don't see any vermin around actually. There's a distinct lack of vermin. So to Buruk's earlier theory, yes, there seems all the rats seem to be gone from this area. So how do you make noise?
Well, Nanto will just scream.
Yeah, I was about to say I could illustrate, but I have neighbors that still have some respect to me.
But Nanto's screaming is, again, he doesn't really have actual vocal cords, so he just goes, ah, very loud. Just like a monotone, just ah.
Can I use my thaumaturgy on Nanto to make that just the most loud, monotonous
God.
noise?
Oh god,
Interesting
he doesn't need air. He can literally hold the note forever.
Oh wow!
It doesn't look like, yeah, you can, hang on, your voice booms. It's only your voice, I think, that you can make boom.
Oh.
But you can join in. You can harmonise.
I emulate exactly the same noise and just go,
Right,
but do a thaumaturgy on myself.
okay, give me a performance check for how well you harmonise.
Oh, God. How can you harmonise on nothing? Oh, alright, hold on. Clear. Why won't you let me see my other things?
Right in the middle of a cornfield, you just hear from the distance, "Soon will development come."
So,
I got a 24 on my performance.
which is pretty spectacular, actually. So, Nanso, you know, he has no need for lungs or air, so he just doesn't even open his mouth. Just a noise, this screaming noise starts emitting from him. And then Ravenous just glances over to him, nods once, and just opens her mouth and joins in, perfectly matching the tone and intonation to, but at a far, far larger volume. Just this booming, just starts washing out.
Thankfully, that cut out because Discord itself was like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah, that volume probably would have been unappreciated. How about the rest of you? What are you going to do?
Lyroon is a soft-spoken elf man. Does not yell. Just continues looking out for Corn.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
Oh, I am definitely getting into the shouting, but I think I'm more focused on, clanging the weapons once against the other. Given that's most likely louder than whatever I can do. That said, I am doing that quite carefully because, clanging them is one thing, breaking them is another.
Fair. Okay. So, just getting yourself ready, getting all your weapons positioned, making sure that they're going to be easily accessible, and then Hazer.
I will be doing a perception check, checking around the surroundings.
Cool. Okay.
See if I see anything. I got a 12 there.
Okay. Cool. So Hazer just keeping an eye out, waiting for the first sign of movement to see what I can see. So it takes all of a second of the screaming, and it's particularly the booming scream that erupts from Ravenous's lips for you to start seeing movements amongst the cornfield. Hazel, keeping his eyes peeled, is the first to spot them, but all of you can soon see him afterwards. They aren't particularly trying to be stealthy. And what you see is up ahead of you. Ooh, why is that? Sorry, 1 second. I need my images to be at the front. So up ahead of you, that's one of the scarecrows that you'd seen suddenly twitches, and its head turns to face you, and it's.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. It's not meant to be nice.
Yeah, is it because it's got a pumpkin for a head?
No, in fact, I can give you exactly what the scarecrow looks like.
Oh god.
Bam! It looks like that.
Super hot.
Oh.
Super hot.
That's the normal description. Gosh, nut gobbler. Lazy.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it's got this ragged. Oh, sorry.
I'm joking.
It's got this ragged clothing, a sack over its head, where it's full of loose pieces of reeds and corn, but it seems that head just twists around, and this ragged mouth in the cloth opens up, and it stares towards the screaming. But that's not the only source of movement that you see. Of course, there are more living corns that start popping up. In total, you see 6 of them appear, 3 from the left, 3 from the right. And I know we're not looking at the map at the minute. And then finally, you see 1 in the distance towards the windmill, but not quite at the windmill.
Megacorn.
A megacorn. Yeah, not quite a megacorn, I'd say. It's certainly large, much larger than all the other corns. It looks like it's been formed out of multiple members of those corns, sort of winding around each other in these all their stems winding around one another into one larger one. So let me just switch you back to the map. So just put those there. So those aren't quite on the map. They're just off the top of the map, but they will appear next turn. So roll for initiative.
Yeah. Love that -2.
16.
Not bad.
Wait, did we all get 16?
Except me.
Yeah, you're not a real person.
I'm not.
Ouch.
So I think that Lyroon's got the best dexterity, so they'll go before Ravenous. Brooke's probably worse on dex than Ravenous. Nanto's 9. What about Hazer? Hazer?
Yes. Okay, wait.
your initiative roll.
Okay, I have to run a new one. Another.
Yeah.
A ver, let's see. New initiative. Let me.
Oh, it's a new combat.
Exactly.
I got a 16
Everyone's
on there.
got 16 initiative.
Everyone has 16 except me.
Burke, sorry, not Burke. Ravenous and Hazer, what are your dexterities?
My
Oh, I got a 3 and she got 3 too, so we are on the same.
Yeah. Right.
16.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah. So it's got your mods there, hasn't it? Well, it's up to you guys. Who goes first? Ravenous or
Roll a
Hazer?
d20?
Yeah,
Go
roll
ahead,
roll a
Ravenous.
d20, and both of you guys roll d20s and see who gets the better result, and that's who gets to go first. That's a
Okay.
good way of doing it.
That's what I do in my home games.
Yeah.
From my dice here.
Yeah, if you have the exact same roll, the exact same mods, and the exact same scores, let fate decide.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong.
Well, Hayes got a 1,
Oh,
so literally roll anything higher than. I don't know what you rolled, but it's higher than 1.
Yeah, no, go on my roll. I don't know what happened.
But both of
I'm
those
trying to
were
roll.
both of those were higher than 1, so definitely it's Ravenous first before Hazer.
yeah, just
Wait,
Okay.
did that actually roll? I don't think that actually rolled.
Or did it just do?
wait.
Oh, it did it
I
not
think it
just
just
roll?
did one.
It just did 1. Oh, because it was just
did one,
d20.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'll show up with
Yeah.
like an actual. There
Right,
we go.
yeah,
It
Okay.
should still
I
be
like
you
it.
anyway.
Weird.
So.
Oh, that was.
And then. Wow. Okay. Well, they rolled better than. Everyone rolled incredibly well, apparently. Cool. So, first up are the left pack of corns. So, they. And I'm realising that you can't see all of the corns on the map, so hang on. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. 40 feet. We just check their movements. Not quite sure about this music.
I feel like we're in Disneyland.
Yeah. Oh. Hang on. Sorry, I got that completely right. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is more like it.
I like it.
Okay. So the left hand to the west pack of 3 corn start running forward through the cornfields. So you can see that there was 3 corn. As soon as you started screaming, suddenly twitched around and started staring at you and started scrambling across the ground, making their way towards you. Not at a particularly impressive pace, I might add. And in fact, they're going to dash, which still only takes them an extra 10 feet. It's pathetic speed.
So what you're saying is they're quite dashing.
No, the opposite, Nanto.
Next up is the Scarecrow. So the Scarecrow thankfully does have something like a normal movement speed. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he scampers down from the north, racing around the well until he's parked directly opposite, basically, your defensive position, your last stand position. And that creepy head starts swiveling around, looking at each of you, sort of fixing on each of you one at a time, until finally he fixes his eyes upon Buruk. Buruk, give me a wisdom save.
Oh.
Oh no.
Meanwhile,
That will be 8.
ooh,
It's not a lot.
ooh. So yeah, he fixes his mostly eyeless stare, just this slight reddish glow within the hood, and is staring directly at Buruk. And Buruk can sense this thing is magic. It's somehow been, he's already unsettled by such things, but he is terrified of this thing.
I can scarcely believe it.
Yeah.
A walking scarecrow, it's bad.
And so You're actually paralyzed until the
Oh!
until the end of the Scarecrow's next turn.
Oh.
So you just, all your muscles spasm at once, and you feel yourself locked up in fear, just as this Scarecrow is staring at you, and you're staring back, and that's all you can manage to do. And suddenly you find all those weapons laying around you, surrounding you. You don't think they would help.
They don't feel enough.
They don't feel enough. Meanwhile, sorry, too many windows open. But and meanwhile, this massive, that twisted agglomeration of corn starts scampering forward across the ground as fast as it can manage. Doesn't quite manage to reach any of you with its normal movement speed. Let me just see if we can do anything about that. Yeah, it's got reach. So one of its limbs coils up, and it's got these massive long limbs made out of multiple pieces of corn all wound around one another, and he just sweeps it up and then just reaches out and smacks towards Buruk in his paralyzed state.
Why do they always go for Brooke?
Well, in this state, he's this easy target because he's paralyzed.
True.
Oh no.
But how much intelligence does a gigantic combination of corn really have?
It actually has a 24 intelligence. I'm looking at the stat block right now.
He's looking at it right now.
What's your AC, Buruk?
Good question.
Yeah.
17, I believe.
Very good. Okay, so one of those massive limbs comes rising up, and even though he's immobilized and utterly unable to defend himself, when it comes smashing down, he just scratches along the front of his chain metal armors to no effect. It's just maybe a few rings damaged, and once again he's found himself. He's going to have to go back to that ruddy blacksmith, but no dice. But the second blow that comes swinging in, it's learnt from that first ineffectual scraping. The second one that comes scraping in is catches him across the neck, the exposed area, and it is these talon-like claws start digging in, not large enough to have been responsible for the destruction of the home, but certainly large enough to do some considerable damage, particularly in his paralyzed state. And you take 13 damage. You're also grappled, so the claws tear into your throat and then suddenly reach around, growing outwards and wrapping around Buruk's neck, holding him towards it. But yeah, it seems to have 10-foot reach as well. It's what you're able to determine from that attack. And that is the end of the opening foray of this combat. Next up is Lyroon.
Cool, give me one moment.
1.
Done.
2.
3.
Rough.
Barf. Yes, exactly, Odin. Tell him to hurry up.
No, it's really important. All right. Now that I'm paying attention, would you mind re-explaining everything you've done for the past 10 minutes? Just for me. No, I'm entirely joking. I'm going to fire 2 arrows into the Scarecrow and then sheath bow.
Cool. Okay. Give me them attack rolls. That's a hit. And that's also a hit. Yeah. So.
Wait. Sorry, give me 1 second. I want to look at the wording of something.
Are you seeing if you can do your necrotic thing?
Yeah, no, I definitely can't do my necrotic touch. But I'm wondering if I can do the bonus action unarmed strike, which go away, D&D Beyond. You're very useful except for right now.
Please sponsor us.
With an unarmed strike or a monk weapon. And yes, because I'm proficient in it, longbows count as monk weapons. but I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not moving out of this area. Okay.
Yeah, staying put.
Yep.
All right, so Lyroon readies his longbow, draws an arrow, knocks, looses, and it goes straight towards the scarecrow. The arrow just funks straight through its cloth outer casing. It doesn't seem to be particularly well protected, and you can see a bunch of reeds start spilling out of its side, and then another arrow just splits open. Yet more of that cloth casing, and yet more reeds start spilling out, and it's sort of rocking back from the blows, and it's sort of becoming a bit unstable already. From that, what was it, 17 damage to the scarecrow.
Nice.
Okay, next up is... Right, unless you got anything else, Lyroon? I think that was it.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Ravenous, you're up. Hazel will be after you.
I am going to hex the gigantic corn friend. And then I will unleash 2 Eldritch Blast.
Cool. So the scarecrow is within 5 feet, so your new feature will come into effect.
Cool. So, how do I do the hex thing? Are you just going to add that one after?
It's 1d6.
That is my spells. There we go.
So if you want the exact code, I can work it out, but yeah. So that definitely hits.
For 7 damage.
7 damage, and then plus 1d6.
Oh, hang on, I'm doing...
Oh yeah, you're doing your second hit, okay.
Okay, and then each of those, if they hit, which they did, I'm going to do the necrotic damage thing. So I need to roll 2d6s, right?
Yeah, exactly. From your hex damage.
You didn't roll the correct thing. Ignore that one.
43 damage.
We can't keep that one?
Look, DM, it's only fair that we keep that one.
1, 5, and 1, 3. So a total of 8 damage and psychic damage to the scarecrow.
So that's your hex damage. I think your feature does something a bit different.
What do you mean?
If you read your sheet. But we'll come back to that.
Reading?
Yes. Disgusting, I know. Okay. So Ravenous summons forth another pair of those purple sparkling meteorites. Both fly forth, and as they're flying, that shimmering essence you've seen a few times before now of the hex taking hold over the rather large corn made of many corns, the mega corn, if you will. One shower of popcorn flies free on one side, another shower of popcorn flies the other side as the 2 meteorites detonate across its form. And as you watch, there's a sort of pulse of psychic energy, this purple wave that washes out in all directions from this massive beast for 5 feet in every direction. It washes over the skeleton. Ravenous, have you worked out what your feature is yet?
No.
Did you actually look?
I'm literally reading right now.
Maddening Hex as a bonus action, so you can't do it because you already used your bonus action to put your hex on something, actually, I'm afraid. So next turn you'll get to use this.
I see, okay.
Okay, so you don't get to use that just yet. So
ignore the 8 damage then.
No, the 8 damage was correct. That was your hex.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm going to copy and paste the thing so you can see it in the spam channel. But yeah, so bam bam, 2 showers of popcorn raining down to either side of the large, the mega corn.
Yes.
Hazer.
Is the popcorn sentient?
Not from what you've seen yet.
Okay.
But, there's time.
There's time.
Hazer, you're up.
Let's see. So this is a flying corn. How big are these crumbling walls on my right?
Oh, the crumbling walls to your right. They're a mixture of 10 and 5 feet. So the ones.
But
hang on.
there is a hole here, right?
Yeah, so that's a hole where I've just popped on the blue bit, and that's about 2 feet tall, but this bit's 10 feet tall.
Okay. Let me see.
So I tell you what, I can paint, I can colour those in to make it a bit easier. There you go.
Okay, I would like to.
And then the scarecrow's paralysed Burrock. The big one has slapped him around a bit, and there's some corn approaching from the west.
Oh.
The scarecrow paralyzed Burrock.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt. Was the paralyzation perhaps by any chance broken by the arrows to the chest?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that, but figured I shouldn't otherwise.
Nope.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, I hate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna move through the blue line. Will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. No. I'm gonna get closer to the scarecrow, in the 1 square after Lyroon.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like that.
No, right beside the scarecrow.
Oh, okay, so not through the blue line. Okay, so 5, 10, 15. You can, well, so you could go there?
Yeah, but not. My plan is not to walk by this evil corn, just around the wall. So
5,
it
10,
gets me
15,
there.
20, 25, 30. That's 30 feet.
I got 35.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course. You mark a passage human. You crazy human. Yeah, so you can achieve that.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to. Was just my movement. No dash, nothing.
Yep.
Let's see. I have to use my. How do I use this with the attack? I should use melee attack. Okay, so is +6. Plus flame blade. Yep. Oh, nice.
That
18 to
hits.
attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be 3d6
For your flame blade.
of fire damage.
It's a nice
15
spell.
damage. Nice.
Cool. Okay,
So just I want to use the disengage action with my bonus action.
you actually won't need to. Hazer just calmly steps out through the gap in the wall to his right, moving slightly faster than a human should be able to, thanks to his mark of passage racial backgrounds. Marches towards the scarecrow with this flaming sword in one hand and just slashes across the scarecrow, and immediately the flames just ignite across the cloth sacking, and it vaporizes immediately, just turning into ash before his eyes, and just sprinkles away into the wind, and Burrock immediately feels himself freed of the paralysis that had inflicted upon him, and the scarecrow is dead.
Okay, so then with my bonus actions, instead of doing disengage, I will activate my ¿cómo se llama esa vaina? The thing, my spores thing, my halo. No, it's not halo. It's symbiotic.
The halos. Yeah.
No, it's symbiotic entity.
Yeah, cool. So the extra health thing.
Symbiotic.
So, if this is a symbiotic
shape.
relationship, what are the fungus getting out of you? Because it has to be like, you get something, they get something.
Well, they get to eat from me, I guess.
It's all the popcorn.
What do you mean?
They get to eat all the popcorn. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, in this case, yes.
Yeah. He slashes with his flaming swords that he's summoned forth in preparation for this combat. And afterwards, after the scarecrow is pretty much vaporized before your eyes, turn into nothing more than ash, all these mushrooms start popping up across his shoulders, and suddenly you can see him sort of straightening, becoming a bit tougher looking. Anything else?
No, after I activate my stuff, I'm gonna end there.
Cool. Burke, you're up.
And what a lucky day it is, because it seems like I was paralyzed, but I'm no longer.
Exactly.
So, if I understand correctly, the Megacorn is still 10 feet away from me. I am grappled by it, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. You are grappled by it. So, yeah, that means
Let
you
me
actually
check.
can't move, but it's
I
interesting.
can't move, but so
But you
the
can
sword,
attempt
the
to
great
break
sword
the
is
grapple.
just a touch too short to touch it. Luckily, right next to on the wall, there's a glaive laying right against it. And while the corn has long hands, the glaive does have a long haft as well. So I'm going to grab that and slash at the corn twice.
Nice. So yeah, all the weapon assembly in preparation for this moment was well worthwhile. So for those who don't know, a glaive is basically it's kind of like the shaft of a spear, but on the end of it is like a little sword. So it's a sword on a stick.
It's this
which is-
spear that someone put way too much money into.
An expensive spear. Okay. You doing any maneuvers or surges and such?
I am checking right now, but I don't think I will be for the moment being.
Okay.
So, at least for the first strike, let's see how it goes straight. Oh, 1 second.
Too many weapons.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. It's a huge issue. I don't seem to have it in the list. 1 moment. I know for a fact that I do have a glaive. Yes, it wasn't selected as equipped.
Yeah, if you do equip it and then a quick update, that should do it.
I'll just roll straight. So
Oh,
1d20 plus... And... Yeah, plus 5.
No, it looks like
That's going to be a 9 to hit.
that is
which I
definitely a
suppose
miss,
is-
I'm afraid.
Yeah. In that case, I'm going for a second hit with it, and
Sorry, my phone's aggressively fighting for my headphones.
that's going to be a nat 1 to hit.
Oof.
So seems like despite being able to reach to the weapon, it's being strangled isn't exactly the best position to hit something, even if you're able to reach it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
at best, I get a few slashes through through the leaves of the corn. Obviously, it's not the dangerous part of the corn.
Yeah, okay, so Reddy's this was essentially a sword, an expensive sword and a stick. And Burke just what weapon did you have in your hand before? Or did you have no weapon?
Great sword,
Great sword. So just
and it's currently clattered by the ground.
yeah, just hurls that to the ground, immediately scoops up the glaive at his side, readies it, and thrusts forward. Just skewers through some of the leaves of this the mega corn, unfortunately doing no significant damage. It pulls it back ready and then thrusts forward again, and this time it just catches slightly on the rubble to his side, and it just, while he is striking the mega corn, there is absolutely no power behind it, and it just scrapes ineffectually across its exterior. Anything else?
I believe that's going to be... Actually, I'm going to use Second Wind as my bonus action to regain some of the lost HP.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, it's a fighter ability as a bonus action. They can essentially just recover some health once per short rest. So let's see how much you get.
Yeah,
Those are some very unfortunate rolls though. But there we go. So
that's going
12
to be 12 back.
HP restored. Nice. So that pretty much puts you back to where you started. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
it is a bit of a shameful display, but hey ho.
yeah. So that means next up is the right hand pack of the corn. So they just start marching forwards through the cornfields. So 5, 10, 10, 20. And yeah, you can see that they seem pretty determined to try and get you, and they're just marching forwards, scrabbling across the undergrowth. They haven't got much speed behind them though, so it's taken them quite a while to reach you. Next up, Nanto.
Perfect. All according to plan.
So, Megacorn, huh? Now, from where I am balancing, I cannot see Megacorn, right?
He's 10 foot tall, so you'll be able to see him between the patches of rubbled wall.
Oh, excellent. So this Megacorn, is gonna be Actually, wait a minute. Let me read this real quick. Oh God, I was thinking about suggestioning it, but can it hear and understand me? Is the question.
I believe it had an intelligence of 24.
Oh right, an intelligence of 24.
One could assume that it can hear us because it came when we made noise.
Yeah,
That is true.
but whether it can understand you, who knows?
Yeah, but it has to understand.
So from what you've understood about the pumpkins,
It speaks Druidish, is that right? Or something like that?
well, maybe. So what you know about the pumpkins is that they were awakened using a big orb crystal, and the awakening process does bequeath them with a certain amount of intelligence, and also I think Victoria would have let you know this at the time, but basically that was in speak the language of one language the creator chooses. So up to you don't know if it would work, basically.
Ooh, that's risky. I don't know if I want to risk that. So instead, and just making sure, apologies for zoning out for a bit, the paralysis.
It's over. The scarecrow's
Fantastic.
dead. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I am going to let's go with the tried and true. Let's viciously mock the giant corn.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at it that you are not. Oh, is that all you have? I've seen baby corns more rigid than you.
Is it a wisdom save?
I believe wisdom save.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely fails.
Yes!
So, yeah, you can see its massive body of it sort of curls inward slightly. Its eyes wince as its emotions are just slightly hurt, even though it's got primitive passes for emotions, just slightly hurt. The concept, I'm not a baby corn, and you hear its mouth tears open. It goes. No language that you understand or recognise, but certainly it seems upset.
Well then, that is 5 psychic damage, because now, at level 5, my Vicious Mockery is 2d4s.
Ooh. Nice. Okay, so that means you've done 7, 6, 8, and 5 damage so far.
And then
it's racking up.
The next attack roll it does has this.
Yeah.
And in addition, I am going to... Well, oh so familiarly, I am going to whip up a Mantle of Inspiration for my friends.
Oh. Excellent. So you all gain temporary health points.
So I'm going to put that because on our frontliners, Hazer, Baruch, and Lyroon.
Oh, thank you.
In addition, you can use your reaction to move up to your move speed right now.
There's
yeah.
a slight problem in that. While I'm grappled, my move speed is 0.
You may move up to 0 feet.
Up to 0.
I'm gonna use my reaction to do
Would you like to use your reaction to move 0?
Yeah. I'm going to move me up 5 and over 5.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for reference, whatever you do does not provoke.
Okay, move me up 15 and then down 15.
Ah, perfect. Use all of that movement.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
Lyroon just feels inspired and just speeds off towards the well and it speeds back into
You want to see me go to that well?
Basically, just has monk zoomies.
yeah, exactly.
I just gave the monk zoomies.
Yeah.
Since,
How many
since-
feet
yeah,
do I can move with my reaction? I haven't
Yeah.
used it yet.
Yeah, you can move for your reaction if you wish, up to your movement
Yep.
speed.
Up to my move. Do we have advantage here? Flanking
You
rules?
get plus
You
one.
allow them?
+1.
Okay,
basically.
so put me in the other corner behind the evil core master. The top
There?
yeah, there.
Okay.
They
alright.
give Lyroon advantage.
Good.
Flanking.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's the end of round 1. Round 2, the left corn reacts to seeing all of this. And they start scrambling forward. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, figured this was coming.
Oh no! That wasn't my idea!
10, 15, 20.
How much template points do we get? Sorry.
Five.
They have to.
Oh.
By the way, I'm sorry, Lyroon. They have to roll. Well, not all, but just one at least. Will have to roll. What is it? A DC 14 con for my Halo spores. The first one that gets closer to me.
Okay. Alright, let's see how they do. Ooh,
Or
yeah.
it will get
Failed.
failed, so it will be 2d4 of necrotic damage.
Okay. Nice. How much damage do you do?
So it will be 6. Oh wait, just one question because this used my reaction.
Yeah, you already
reaction-
used your reaction
No,
to move.
yeah. So
Yeah.
never mind that.
Okay.
Just
But
forget
for
everything
next-
I
But
just
for
said.
next time. Next
Just
time.
forget
it's
everything
okay.
I just said. Next
Okay.
time.
Yeah. So in fact, so 2 of them scamper forward as fast as they can towards Hazer, sensing there's prey potentially within reach, and they start scrambling through that fence, twisting their bodies to just slip between the fence posts. One of them doesn't dash quite as fast as the others. It just moves forward 10 feet, and then it stops, staring directly towards Hazer, and then its roots start sinking into the ground around it.
Ooh.
And then you can see the earth sort of sort of rummaging through the earth. Its roots start spreading outward in 15 feet in all directions. Hazer, give me a strength saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not that strength.
DC
Oh,
12.
no.
It's DC 12, so it's not very.
Question: does the mantle inspiration give me something else besides reaction
No.
movement?
It gives you health. So you got even more temporary health. I don't know if temporary health
They-
stacks though.
No,
Very
they
good.
don't stack.
Yeah, so it'll just be the largest source.
Also, okay, so I keep mine. Oh, whew.
Yeah, so you keep the
Okay.
largest source. Yeah.
Okay, so only that. You said
D-
save strength.
Strength. DC 12 strength saving throw. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No worries. Even with your -2 to strength.
Ooh,
Very nice. So that's 14 total. So yeah, the root starts sort of spreading outward in all directions from one of these corn creatures. The ground becoming disturbed in 15 feet in all directions, and all these roots start suddenly springing out of the ground at Hazer's feet, wrapping around them, and he just yanks free, and all the vines snap, and he is not caught by the attack. And that is the end of Left Hand Corn's turn. Next up, Scarecrow's dead, so that takes us to the Megacorn. When Megacorn sees itself surrounded, it sees Buruk has broken free of the paralysis that the Scarecrow had inflicted, and it's not liking its situation, and it decides to go for. We can see all the mushrooms springing out across. Actually, it's not that intelligent, so I think it's just going to go for the person who looks squishiest. Lyrene, you don't wear armor, do you?
None whatsoever.
Yeah, so you look the squishiest. So, let's see how it does. What's your AC?
18.
Very nice. So it raises one mighty hooked-looking talon-like limb, brings it swinging around at waist height towards Lyroon, and he sort of matrix leans back, and he just swings over him, just chopping free a couple errant strands of hair. But unfortunately, the matrix leads him completely out of position, so when the second hooked vine comes swinging down, it just goes straight into the centre of its chest, and just scrapes reasonable gouge into it. You take 7 damage.
I know I asked this like a couple of minutes ago, but how much temp hit points?
8.
8. Thank you.
So
All right.
You're down to 1 temp hit point, and you are grappled.
I am tired.
That's fine.
I am tired. Okay,
And then take a nap.
so
Okay, bye.
and that actually brings us to your turn, Lyroon. So you are grappled, and you've just had a hook limb shoved into your belly after Matrix leaning out the way from the first one. What do you do? Tense.
Yeah, thinking.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's not right. Doctor Who?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, thank you. I don't like being grappled. Like Gobbler, why would you do this to me?
Yeah, I know, right? But you do have flanking +1 from where your current position is, or you can try and break the grapple. That's a thing you can do.
I can, but that's a full action, man. Those
I know,
are
it's
precious.
expensive.
How weak does the corn look?
The Mega Corn has taken a total of 26 damage so far. It's injured, not yet bloodied.
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm just gonna punch at it with disadvantage +1.
Yeah.
Or-
You don't have disadvantage.
Because I'm grappled?
No, it's only restrained.
Yeah, it's
Right,
grapple, not restraint.
Okay, that's actually that actually makes things a million times better. Excellent. Yep. So, and then damage. Nice.
So, Lyroon.
And then
Oh.
bonus action, another one.
Ah. It's your offhand attack. Very good. Any key?
Nope.
Cool. Okay, so Lyroon, it's got this hook-like talon limb just slammed into his chest and torn a gouge, and then it suddenly grew outwards and formed like a lasso around his waist. And he just stares down and rises up from his matrix lean and starts hammering away 3 fist strikes in rapid succession. Each of them lands with precision, sending tufts of pieces of corn flying free. These sizable kernels, not as big as the kernel you had found inside that building, but substantial in
Which
size.
is now inside my tummy.
Which is now inside Ravenous' tummy and tastes of bacon. Bam, 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 bam. For a total of, what's that, 9, 18, 28 damage. So in that one turn, you dealt more damage than that's suffered so far.
Wow.
Look, I came here for 2 things. All right, to get experience and to punch corn.
Excellent. So, anything else? You can't move, so I think that's it. But
Yep, that's it.
okay, all right. So that ends Lyroon's turn. Ravenous.
Okay, so I shall proceed with the Eldritch Blasting.
Yes. Proceed with the Eldritch Blasting. It's already Hex, which is good. Let's see how you get on. Pew 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 pew.
Wait, so I get a damage on the last one?
No.
Okay.
13
Did
does
I-
not hit.
Okay, so 1 hits. So, bam. 7. 12 damage.
12 damage.
Plus the Hex.
Plus Hex, so give me another 1d6.
That's 6.
Nice.
And then as a bonus action, I do 5 psychic damage to it as well.
Nice. Yeah. So that is for a total of 23 damage.
Whoop, whoop.
You guys are pumping it out here. So that's 77 damage it's taking in total. It is now starting to look pretty worse for wear. So again, Ravenous just summons forth those 2 purple meteorites. One sails forth, and it just sails just slightly to the left. So it's just reaving and writhing, and it's slamming away at Lyroon, and just as it swings its hooked vine limb down upon him, that's just as Ravenous had released one of those meteorites, and it just sails past it without harm. But the second one takes it dead center, and there's an explosion of popcorn just rains out from its side, and there's again that pulse. That pulse of psychic energy washes out in all directions, and while it doesn't take anyone else, it does seem to take its toll upon the giant megacorn. So yeah, it's very much looking the worse for wear now. Next up is Hazer. If Hazer,
Wait, my
there we go.
thing is okay. So my turn. Let's see. I got my symbolic entity. Do I get a sneak attack on the evil corn, right?
If you move, you would. I think sneak attack doesn't work if you've got an
Because I'm
enemy
fly-
within 5 feet of you. Let me just look it up.
No, it does.
Oh,
Or maybe that's just the swashbuckler rogue. Yeah, you're all good. So you get sneak attack from where you are.
just for confirm. Sneak attack.
That's right. I looked it up. Yeah, yeah. So as long as it's you got an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, you're good, and you don't have disadvantage. So go ahead and attack with sneak attack.
Let me just confirm one thing with my flame blade. It is a. So it counts as a scimitar, and scimitar are
I
Yeah,
believe we're-
scimitars.
They are finesse, but they're not light.
scimitar are
Oh, no,
finesse.
it's light. Scimitar is light.
Yes, they
But,
light weapon
really?
finesse.
But-
So you're talking about the spell Flame Blade, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you make a melee spell attack with the blade.
No, I was gonna ask if I can
can
add
dual
my
wield.
sneak attack to my flame blade attack. Because
Can
it
sneak
is
attack be
considered.
added on to spell damage.
I do not believe it can.
That's fine. I still
Attack
have my
plus
rapier on
use a
the other
finesse
hand.
or ranged weapon. It's a
It is
finesse.
neither.
It's a
Yes, it's.
yeah. It's
It
weird.
says the flame blade is it looks as a scimitar, similar size and shape to a scimitar.
Looks,
But
but does it count as one?
yes,
Yeah. Sadly, the kicker here is you use your action to make a melee spell attack, which is not a finesse weapon. It would be using your caster mod for damage and stuff.
okay, that's fine. I still have the rapier, so let's go with. But the halo damage, the symbolic damage, does apply. Will apply in this case melee weapon because it's a melee weapon damage.
The Halo spores.
The symbiotic entity damage give me 1d6 additional necrotic damage when I hit with a melee weapon attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll count.
Okay, so let's see R1d20. Nope. 20 plus 6. That's flame blade. No. Flame blade. It's +1, right?
Yeah, +1 from flanking.
Or that
Well, advantage effectively, but yeah, +1.
+1. Let's see. Is
That hits.
okay.
17 hits.
So that will be 3d6 plus 1d6 fire necrotic.
Cool, so it's 11 damage.
Okay. Now, question. It says when I hit with a melee attack, will this apply if I hit as a bonus action with my rapier?
So,
The symbiotic entity damage?
so I don't think you'll be able to use your rapier and the flame blade because the rapier is a non-light weapon, or unless you got 2-weapon fighting as a feat.
Oh crap! Right.
Yeah, I got caught out by this recently because I'd been using a rapier and a short sword, and someone pointed out it's like it has to be 2 short swords unless you got the feat.
Yep, because
Or
rapier's
you
not
could just-
light.
Huh.
Or you could stab with a dagger.
Yeah, you could drop your rapier and just get a dagger out and stab it. That works.
Yeah, I got a dagger.
Yeah, go for
God
it.
damn it, rapier!
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
gonna have
right?
to. I will have to go to on fighter staff. Okay, let's see. Dagger. Well, poor dagger gives me just.
So that'll be your.
What is
Yeah.
it?
You can, in fact, you'll be able to roll it on your D&D Beyond sheet if you like. It should be plugged in.
Because I don't have my dual fighting,
Oh.
it will not get the +3, right?
Sorry. I was mistaken.
Hmm?
You can only attack with a bonus action if you make the attack action and attack with your main hand. Know what I mean?
Well, I have the flame blade on my main hand. Will that
But
count
that is-
as a main attack, or just?
But that's using an action to make the spell attack, which is not the attack action.
Fine
Mm,
then.
Ever so slightly
Let-
different. Trixie.
I have distinct experience with this because I have another campaign where I got a magic item that gives flame blade, and oh my goodness, did we have to do the same walk around?
Okay. Got this.
Still a good spell though. If
Still a
nothing
good
else.
spell.
If nothing
But-
else, because it's fire damage, and fire damage.
That's
is bad.
fine. So I got I slashed through him. I won't drop my rapier. I will leave it there.
Mhm.
So slash through this guy,
Cool.
and will be. What's this? Okay.
For future
Oh, I need-
reference.
I need to get that 2-weapon fighting feat.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be my turn, and I will slash through him on make popcorn from it. And do I have anything that will work? Bonus action. Is anyone hit?
Everyone's got
been hit.
temporary health. I think you're all good, really.
Yeah, I've taken 1 damage, so I'll live.
Yeah. I think you're good.
That will be it then.
Cool. Okay, so Hazer slashes out once more with that flaming sword that he summoned into his hand, and as described, indeed, another wave of fresh popcorn just starts erupting out from the corn scattering over him. In fact, is your mouth open?
Not really. I actually got the school mask on.
Yeah, you got the skull mask on. Okay, so no freshly made popcorn falls into your mouth, sadly. No free
That's
snacks.
evil popcorn.
Evil
You missed out,
popcorn.
man.
Brooke, you're up. Ruff.
Right, so first things first, the Megacorn is still standing.
Just. He's in a critical
Not for
state.
long.
Yeah,
I'm
let's fix that.
Yeah, so I'm going to slash at it with a glaive with a 16 hit.
Just.
Yeah, in that case, let me add 1d8 extra to its damage for 12
Ooh.
slashing damage.
Let me just top
And-
that up. 1 second.
Yep.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh. So, first things first, this was supposed to be a pushing attack, which, given, I suppose that's a lethal blow, that will happen.
Yeah, and interesting things can happen.
Yeah. So, since after the 2 slashes from the sides, I realize I don't quite know where the body of the corn is. But what I do know is where the part that is strangling me is. So, with one swing, I would basically swing along that vine, and you can just see it being cleft in 2, and obviously it continues all the way to the body where the glaive pierces through the popcorn, and you can just see it falling backwards, good 10 feet back.
Excellent. So Burek gets that glaive in hand and just shoves it into the vine that's got its tendrils wrapped around him. It just cleaves all the way up the length of the vine, all the way up to its central body, and the two halves sort of separating, and the blade just bites deep into the corn. He just twists and just shoves with all his might, and the mighty mega corn flops backward and just flops backward 10 feet. Some of its vine-like limbs starting to droop into the well beside it, and it is no more. You have defeated the mighty megacorn.
Goodbye,
Amazing.
Megacorn.
And the most important part is I'm no longer grappled.
Indeed.
Neither
And
of us is.
neither of you are, because you were both grappled by it. Burke, that
Yep.
leaves you with an attack action and some movement.
It leaves me with quite a bit more. So I'm going to move first 5 feet forwards for a second attack on the one con that is immediately next to Hazer.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how that goes. That would be a 9 to hit, but I'm going to use saving phase for this. I mean, I've got a lot of things to use. How many of my friends are currently watching this mess?
Oh, yeah.
There is Hazer nearby, Lyroon. Nanto probably can see the whole thing, and Ravenous as well, given that she
Yeah.
saw the code.
So, yeah, all four of your friends, I'd say, can see.
Would a 13 hit then?
Let's have a look. That hits.
Perfect. That's going to be 6 slashing damage to the corn closest to Hazer, and this is where I'm going to use the action surge. Because this surge just has to keep going on.
Okay.
Yep. So that's action surge gone. And that, if I use another attack action, that will be 2 proper more strikes, right?
Yeah, exactly. You get your normal attacks.
Excellent.
Yeah. Action surge
So-
is great.
In that case, I'm going to slice at the same one once more. For
Okay.
a 17 to hit and 9 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Does it
Nice.
still live?
It's still alive. It's bloodied.
Uh-huh. In
You
that
still
case,
have, I think, your bonus action to attack with the butt of the glaive.
that
You haven't
for-
used the bonus action yet.
That's
depends
That
on your
is true,
features.
but a standard glaive does not.
that's
Come with the
only if you have
Polar Master.
Polar
Thank you, that's
Master.
the-
Oh, right.
Yep.
Which is awesome as well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I do not have that. I should, I don't. Guilty. But in that case, let me do one more thing. So, for the last attack, I'm going to use one more of superiority dice for a precision attack, just to make sure that this one lands.
Okay.
Which doesn't do any more damage, but instead the 1d8 goes to hit chance. For a 21 to hit and 4 slashing damage.
Okay. It's now critical, but it's not dead. So close.
That's worth a gamble.
So,
Unfortunate.
you still got movement left? Do you want to do anything else?
I think maybe I'll move 5 feet forwards, so towards that corn. No. not to
Yeah.
the-
I get you like there.
Yes. Spot on.
Okay. So, Burke, having dealt the deadly blow to the megacorn, just takes a singular step forward out of the defensive position, thrusts forward once with the glaive, and severs a goodly portion of the living corn that had been crawling its way out from under the fence and over towards Hazer's side. Deals a reasonably vicious blow, swings around the glaive once more, and it isn't quite. The second blow's not quite on target, but then he just feels all the eyes on him, all of his companions, and he knows he needs to buck up, and it just manages to just swing it just slightly better on target, carving away at it, and swings around for the third time, just aiming to be as precise as possible, and just again skewers off a little bit more of the corn, but is still just about holding its own after the vicious series of blows. Okay. Next up is the right hand corn. So they just start scampering forward, trying to get into this melee as fast as they can, but none of them able to do much from the distance that they're having to reach. Next up is Nanto.
Huh. So, megacorn down. Now we just have tiny corns.
Baby corn.
Huh?
Alrighty. So, I would like to take a. Can I see? Yeah, you see the 2 corns next to Hazer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see them through the gap in the wall.
Excellent! I would like to summon a cloud of razor-sharp leaves from the trees nearby,
Oh, nice.
aka Cloud of Daggers.
That's,
Nice.
is it 10 by 10?
It is a 10-foot square, so I'd like to get the 2 corns closest to Hazer.
Okay, I'm gonna make that purple.
Wait, how big did you say it was?
A 10-foot square. Cute.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay. And that's at the start of their turns, right?
So, let me just get that cast up.
Yeah, Cloud of Daggers is a 5-foot cube.
Oh, it's a 5-foot cube. Let's see.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, it's 5 cube, I'm afraid. So, which one?
Ooh. You said the one next to Hazer looks critical?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the other one that's not critical.
Okay.
Gotta get all that damage.
Okay. So, how's your casting look again?
Essentially, I start to just, like, spin my staff in a circle, a bit of little fairy dust trickling from the end of it. And then as I snap it forward, the natural leaves that were around this thing, it is kind of looking autumny on the map, various foliage begins to swirl around in a cube, just kind of like taking on suddenly razor-sharp edges to each of the kind of crispy old leaves.
Yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, the leaves of these bushes / trees just by the fence post beside the middle of the left-hand corns suddenly start whipping away, whirling around in like a miniature tornado, and you can see the edges of the leaves suddenly have started sharpening into deadly edges, and they just start whipping around towards this living corn. Right. Round 3. That is the left-hand corn's turn. So, first up, we will have. Let me just check their things. Hazer, give me another DC 12 strength saving throw.
Okay, which one? Okay, they are starting their turn there. I'm gonna select before they even do their ramifications. So now I can use my reaction.
Yeah.
And get the critical one, the some fantastic
Spores.
8-4 damage,
Hey!
correct damage if they fail the DC 12. Oh, is DC what? Where is it? Where are you?
That's
DC
right.
14 con saving throw.
Okay, so as the living corns prepare themselves to launch their assault upon Hazer, the one closest to him suddenly the mushrooms atop his shoulders release these twin gouts of spores rising up into the air and suddenly surging towards this corn, and they start settling in through the cracks between the various kernels, and you can see it sort of shrivel, black veins spreading out across its body, shrivels again, crunch, and it just drops lifeless to the ground. Killed it with your reaction. Very nice. The second one, the cloud of leaf knives start swinging through the
10
air.
slashing.
Nice. 10 slashing. Ooh. 10 slashing
I
damage.
got full damage on my necrotic buff. Nice.
Yeah, that's good. Give me that DC 12 strength saving throw, Hazer.
Okay. Wait, am I on Hazer? Strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Poopy got 7.
Ooh.
97.
Okay, so once again they start one of them starts striding forward. The one that was nearest to him that hadn't died sinks its roots into the ground, and immediately roots erupt around Hazer's feet and start winding around them and start surging up his body and just wrapping him over and over until he is restrained by its entangling roots.
Oh shit!
The other one moves forward, clawing itself between the fence posts, moving itself over towards Hazer's side and tries to take advantage of his state. And it reaches up with those tendrils, those vine-like limbs, and starts wrapping them around his body, trying to squeeze and strain. But unfortunately, it's just not able to apply anywhere near enough strength to do any kind of real damage. It's just sort of straining against his muscles, but to no real avail. No dice. And that is the end of their
Question.
turn.
Yeah. The popcorn grappling does make damage to me? No, just restrain me.
Just restrained.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're restrained, and then the follow-up attack against the restrained target, which had a pretty good chance of doing something, unfortunately did not. So that is the end of the left-hand corn's turn. Next up is Lyroon.
Awesome. Sorry, I know you explained this. Which corn looks to be restraining Hazer? South or north?
The bottom one. Tell you what,
Excellent.
so I'll just make it stand out. There you go. The one that's black.
Ooh, yeah. I want to squeeze in between the body of the Megacorn and Hazer to stand north of Hazer. And I want to look over to Hazer as I'm punching the black corn, kind of like, childing. Like, Hazer, I thought we were supposed to stay in the building.
Yeah, the casters stayed inside the building. Alright, let me just check your movement. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can make that. But yeah, just so you're aware, the dead body of the Megacorn was difficult terrain.
That's wonderful. So I'm going to do 4 attacks on the black corn.
Okay.
4 attacks.
There's
Yeah.
going to be some monk key stuff going on. Let me just check this.
Oof.
Can I just mention that the Black Horn sounds like a very strange metal band name?
It
Black
does.
Corn!
The country metal band.
So actually your second hit, Lyroon, kills it.
Oh, then all the other attacks are on the other corn.
Okay. Cool. So
A surprise, but a welcome one.
yeah. So Lyroon just delivers his little quip to Hazer as he strides up alongside him and just sees he's entwined, restrained by these vines, and just starts hammering away with rapid fist blows. The first two start knocking aside. The first one, just knocks aside a goodly measure of the amount of kernels from the living corn's body. The second one just pulverizes its face inwards, and it just drops lifeless to the ground. He wastes no time, however. He's already swinging around with roundhouse kick towards the second corn, the other one, still the one remaining of this left-hand pack, and then follows up with another punch to the face. And you can see it's pretty wounded even just from those 2 attacks. So it's already in a fairly critical state.
But despite chiding Hazer, I'm like, you okay?
Yeah, man. Thanks for your help.
There we go. So that brings us to Ravenous.
Okay, so I'm gonna move my hex from the Megacorn, who's now dead, over to the right-hand side middle corn.
Okay. I'll highlight them in blue.
Purple. No, purple.
That's not a default colour in my scheme, so give me a moment.
Purple.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. And then I will unleash my 2 Eldritch Blasts onto it with the hex damage. Hold on. Boom. 20 to hit.
That hits.
8, 13 damage. It says +5, 8 plus 5. Does that mean... Oh no,
Yeah.
and then I still need to add on my hex damage,
Plus
right?
hex, yeah. Big
That
damage.
is 1 for the hex.
Okay.
And then second blast. There's a 14 to hit.
It still hits.
That is a 8 damage. And then hex bonus 3.
Cool. Wow. So, hang on, let me just look this up. Okay. So for a total of 25 damage. So yeah, Ravenous summons forth these 2 meteorites again, as always. Flings one forth just as this shadowy essence, purple essence, sparkliness starts shimmering over the middle of the right-hand corns. Poof, another shower of popcorn rains out, and just as it's rocking back from that blow, poof, the other one lands, and it's damn near shattered from the impact. And you see there's only about 2 kernels remaining of its entire body. It's just this shriveled, mostly demolished, poor piece of corn. It has literally got 1 hit point remaining.
So I'll use it to my advantage for the psychic damage next turn.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to Hazer. I'm just going to go to Lou quick. Sorry, I can't hold it any longer.
This stream is brought to you today by 7-Up Zero Sugar. Refreshing.
Oh my god.
That was the slurping from the hunger of Hadar right there.
Okay. What are we giggling about?
Before we continue, the stream is sponsored by water, the biggest drink.
Where my high
Look,
road is
what?
at.
This
Look,
is sponsored by
as-
H2O.
Look, as someone smarter than me once said, in wine there is wisdom, in beer there is courage, in water there is bacteria.
Nice.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
I
that corn is
hate
still. How does it look? That soon to be popcorn.
Which
The-
one?
Of
Left
the-
or right?
on the left-hand pack.
One.
It's fairly critical. It's not got much in the way of health left.
Well, let's go ahead with the aim blade.
Stabbing.
Make more popcorn. No, 6.
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely hits.
Some might plus was what? 3d6? I forget.
Oh, and the music's run out. We've gone through all 3 of my combat playlists, which means we're back to
3d6
Well,
plus 1 6 of let's see. 6 6 and 18 damage.
that.
Necrotic fire.
Yeah. So swings around this flame blade, and you can see threaded through the red and yellow flames. You can see there's just little black shooting flames just rocketing from the sword as it swings through the air. And even before it starts cleaving through the popcorn, through the corn, some of it starts popping just from sheer heat, and it just cleaves clean through the top half of the corn creature, the living corn, and it just immediately, all of the top half of the corn just pops up into the air and rains down popcorn all around you, and the bottom half just flops lifelessly to the ground, dead. Any movement?
Goodbye, popcorn.
Now with my movement, I'm gonna 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, I'm gonna use dash with the move, with the bonus action. So it will be 70 feet right to the. I think I have enough movement to move to the top right corn,
Like that.
little popcorn. The other side, other square.
There?
One, yeah.
Cool. Okay, let me just check that, but I'm pretty sure you can make that 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, you can easily make that.
A slash, and the seed is dead, and then I move to the other side, quickly running like an
Cool.
assassin. I don't know.
Like a gazelle. So
Like
yeah.
a gazelle.
Slash, and immediately takes off running as soon as, even as the popcorn's raining down around him, he's running away over to the right hand side, getting into position to take on the right hand army of Corn. Brooke.
Quick
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
We don't by any chance see like a 30-foot tall corn golem, marching towards us, right?
No, it will catch us without being seen.
Give me a perception check.
A popcorn
I absolutely would love
golem.
to.
Oh my god, now I'm afraid of a popcorn golem.
You should be.
Everyone
Sadly,
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too distracted with the battle raging around you to really notice what else is going on.
Makes sense.
I need to take some paracetamol or something. Give me a minute.
You've got the miniature coronavirus roaring through Ravenous's veins. So, Burke.
That's
Yep, I'm
not
just
how that
double-checking
works, and I will
that.
absolutely refuse anyone who says that.
Where are you?
So, just to confirm, there's no danger from the left-hand side as far as Burrow can see.
Nope, they're all dead on the left.
Good. Excellent. That means I'm moving 25 feet towards the right-hand side. Just towards the remaining
So
corn.
it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah,
In
so
fact,
I
you could
think
move up as well as a diagonal so you can get there.
I could, but I don't need to, given that
Oh
I
yeah,
have
you've
10
got your
foot reach,
glaive.
and they don't have 10 foot reach.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to stop exactly here and attack with glaive once.
Which one? So the purple one is one hit point remaining basically. The other one's mostly untouched. Entirely untouched.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the untouched one at first.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get max damage. Don't
For
waste a single
nat
point.
one, which
Nat one.
isn't.
Hey!
Yeah, so I think I went for both. And in other words, hit right in the middle of them.
Yeah, you just couldn't decide and just skewered the air between the two. Yeah.
Yep. And then, secondly, I will go for the gravely injured one
There
for
we
a
go.
20 to hit. And as I understand, that one just goes to pieces
Mhm.
to leaf shoots and whatever else remains from the corn.
Excellent. So, Burke charges east, thrusts forward with his glaive directly between the two of the right hands, Corn. Unfortunately, just whistling through the air ineffectually. But then he just twists the blade around and swipes left and just cleaves straight through the very last corn. Last two pieces of corn remaining on that left hand kernel, and it just carves straight through it, and he just drops lifelessly to the ground.
Swipe
Excellent.
left.
And then, before I end of my turn, I will just move 5 feet back, open the gaping hole in the ruins, just to make sure I'm covering all holes.
Move. 5 feet left.
5 feet left. Yep.
So there. Cool.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's going to be end of turn.
Alrighty then. So that takes us to the right hand corn's turn. Hazer, give me a DC 12 strength check.
See.
Nice. Good save. Okay. And that goes there. And then... What's your AC, Hazer?
He's mighty 15.
Mighty 15. Okay. So, one of the one closest to Hazer immediately just sinks its roots into the ground, and again, for the third time in this one combat, you can see all the roots leaping out of the ground and start winding their way across his flesh, and they once again are ineffective. He's just able to wrench his feet free before they're able to get a really good grapple upon him. The other corn creature starts scrabbling its way over towards him and starts wrapping its vine limbs around his limbs, around his arms and legs, and starts crushing them with all its might. And this time, it is able to actually do some damage. So you take 8 damage from your limbs being crushed between its vines, and you are grappled.
Let's see. Actually, 8. I mean 8. Okay, so I got 2 more. And grapple.
You are grappled. So, that is the end of the right hand corn's turn. Let me just see who's up next. Nanto.
Sorry about your cloud of daggers.
Yeah, so, oh, it's no worry. I got 1 hit out of it. Well then. Easy enough. I believe it's just like a free action to drop concentration on that.
In fact, you can do that anytime.
Oh, perfect. So now that the corn is gone, I'm just going to drop that and let all of the leaves just kind of, inertly fall back to the ground.
Just this little shower of leaves. And the old sharpened edges are gone.
I like how that corn was dancing for a second.
Yeah.
Kind of shimmying.
Was it? Oh.
Just readjusting it.
The corn shimmy, of course. It's its secret technique.
It's super effective.
Now then, the 2 corns on the right over here. Well, I think we're doing pretty well so far, so I'm just going to mock the left one.
Okay. So let's do a wisdom save throw.
And I'm going to tell it that, I really much do prefer carrots instead of corn.
And you can see in its eyes, it suddenly whips around to where that voice erupted from, and there's genuine hurt and betrayal in the corn's eyes that you would prefer carrots over corn.
4 psychic damage.
4 psychic damage, and it is
That's a
disadvantage.
very important question. Are you by any chance a horse?
Not all the time, but I suppose I could pretend to be one.
Definitely the right answer would have been nay.
I was going to say that.
Round 4, Lyroon, you're up.
Cool beans. 5 foot up, 40 feet over, to the right of Hazer.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly like that. And I'm going to do a lot of dice rolls here. All right. I'm going to, unleash, a full, salvo of unarmed attack, including a flurry of blows. So it's 1. Nice. 2. Also nice.
Which one are you targeting first? Sorry, left or right?
Right.
Right. Okay. So it's still alive for now. And that kills it.
Cool. So the last one goes on to the other corn, and then, with my last hit, right into the center of the corn, where my knuckles strike it, there's a spreading necrosis as the plant life withers. It seems to dry and age into just nothing, or at least 1d6 plus 3 of nothing. 5
nothings. Cool. So Lyroon charges off east at that speed that only monks can possess, circling around behind Hazer and immediately just letting loose a flurry of fist strikes. The first 2 immediately, the first 3 managing to drop the right hand living corn in moments. Bam, bam, bam. Corn flying free, not popped, just regular corn flying free, and the third strike just snaps its stem in half and it just crumples to the ground. And he doesn't waste any time. He's already swinging round, bringing around his fist into the left hand corn, and where it strikes, all of the corn around it in a sort of radial pattern sort of ages, blackens and falls away in this rotting pile of corn just dropping at his feet. But he's not quite dead. It's near death, but not quite. Right. Ravenous.
Me.
So there's 1 left.
Move my hex over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is going to be such an overkill, but I'm going to need both my Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
If one kills it, the last one I'm just going to point straight up into the air, just as a victory blast.
Victory blast.
Clearly, the second one should go to Nanto.
No! Friendly fire. Right, let's have those rolls.
Okay, so 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
That is a 9 damage with a additional 6. So
Nice.
that's 12.
That's very dead. 9 plus 6 is 15.
Yeah, sorry. It's the Rona.
Yeah, okay. So you've got one spare. You're going to launch it into the sky, so you don't need to... Well,
Right,
you can roll for that if you
basically
want.
I'm gonna do it as almost like a beacon
Yeah.
to get the others to come to us.
Cool.
27.
To hit. Wow. Very near.
And how much damage do you do to the sky?
I explode one cloud and it makes it rain.
Made it rain. So, Ravenous, confirming everything Burrock suspects about her, just wielding this raw destructive energy, summons forth 2 more meteorites, flings one forth, another shower of raining popcorn over Hazer and Lyroon, instantly detonated. You can see just before the meteorite hit, there's again that shimmering purple field of her hex taking hold, and just as the meteorite hit, you can see his blackened veins suddenly spreading out from the impact site before it was vaporized and popcorn just went flying. And the last meteorite she just sends sailing up into the sky, and it just punches a hole through a distant cloud 120 feet up.
And then there's that flickering of an electronic LCD screen that just flickers off.
Yeah, it's a Truman Show.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I imagined.
Combat over. So,
Yeah!
with that, you can feel there's just a few last pieces of popcorn raining down as the silence starts to settle over you. There's just the wind whistling through the cornfields around you. Everyone give me perception checks.
I don't like it.
17.
22.
22 too.
Yeah. Ravenous?
Sorry, I'm struggling to read.
That's okay.
I got an 8.
That's fine. So everyone except for Ravenous and Lyroon in the distance spies something up at that windmill that you'd seen on top of the hill. And to Lyroon's suggestion earlier, there is indeed some kind of gigantic corn beast. It's peeping around the windmill at all the noise and destruction that seems to be going on down the hill. And it starts stomping out from behind the windmill towards you. And
I
that
think
is
Not
we
good.
should call it Megan.
Megan.
Yeah.
Short for Megatron.
Megacorn.
No, it's Megacorn, so Megan.
Megacorn.
You said Lyroon cannot see it. How far away is this thing that I cannot see?
It's
In feet.
about 100 feet.
Wonderful.
Ravenous, as she did not see it herself, is starting to sort of scoop the popcorn into a bag to save for later.
Yeah, Lyroon would actually do the same because there are now six regular corn bodies and one giant corn body to gather into an area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Did the rest of
Rations for days.
you warn the others?
I was gonna say, there's a large thing that I see, correct?
Yes. You see, in fact, I can get up what it looks like for you.
An image, perhaps? Oh!
Wow.
But
He's a bit bigger than I anticipated.
It's a corn losses.
It's a
Instead of
colossus.
Is
Instead
that
of
is that actual size on the map?
No, so it's 15 by 15.
Oh, thank God!
So
That
more
is-
like that.
What?
Yeah,
That's-
Nanto would be taking a step towards the others, seeing this thing, and basically yelling out, "Oh, the trees want to say hello! Hello, trees!"
But if you take a step forward, doesn't that bring you down the pole? It would be a very painful step.
I jump off gracefully.
Give me an acrobatics check.
All insight on that.
There we go. Sick. So yeah, Nanto goes to leap off his seesawing wooden beam, and it just can't quite take the strain anymore. It just snaps underneath him, and he just lands prone for a moment. Clunks to the ground. So yeah, up by the windmill you see there's a gargantuan corn-like beast seems to be peering around and then started stomping its way towards you. You've defeated the immediate threats, and unless there's anything more, I think we'll call it there.
Yes.
Oh.
Sounds like a good spot.
There.
Oh, right. Yeah, we have
On
to
a-
end this.
On a corn hanger.
So
Yes.
many jokes we can make. It's good. In fact, give me 1 second. I'll just.
So you're going to ask him for a performance check for the joke.
No, I was just going to check my map. Yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
So I can show you.
He's far too happy for the crazy corn colossus coming towards us.
I
Colossus.
still hate that picture so much.
Don't worry, it hates you as well, if it helps.
I can tell by that face.
Okay,
Cursed
so
image.
there you go.
It's a very cursed image.
So you can see.
Yeah,
Jeez.
unfortunately, I only see like 6 pixels on the map, so
Oh no.
On Twitch, it's showing perfectly. It's something on Discord connection that's going haywire.
Weird. Well, tell you what is I'll screenshot it and put it in the Discord chat so you can have it ready for next time and something to worry about until next week.
Oh, I'm not worried. I
Wait,
have the
what?
big slurpy sphere coming.
You've tried.
You have 5 minutes to kill it.
You've tried Megacorn. Now try Golem Corn.
So it's just peering around at you and it starts stomping around the windmill towards you.
I'm more than fine with that. I mean, we are just going to harvest the whole season's worth of corn in one day.
You bring it all back.
Entire season.
we're gonna need more horses.
It's-
No, they only eat carrots.
Well,
Or
yeah, actually, yeah, you're getting paid by the ear of corn, so I don't know what this counts off.
Oh, that's okay. That is actually a huge problem. Megacorn was still a single ear of corn, wasn't it?
How much? Yeah, I was gonna say, how much does Megacorn count for?
We'll have to see.
That only counts as one if we're going by Lord of the Rings.
Are we going Gimli style here?
No. If only we had 2 people with high charisma to convince them otherwise.
I
Yeah.
have
Wait.
my charisma.
That's me.
No.
Unfortunately, it's probably going to be me, since you'll be like whatever. I mean, we know how Nando is.
Yeah, we have 2 highest charisma characters who are both terrible at being the face of the party.
For very different reasons. Yeah. Excellent. Well, hopefully you enjoy that. Nanto,
Yeah.
you finally got to participate in a sentient vegetable adventure.
I get to fight vegetables. Hell yeah!
Yeah, Odin celebrates with us.
Yeah. Let's see Odin.
He's
We
not
haven't-
in the room, is he?
No, he ran to the other room to bark at someone.
Some kind of mailman.
He's barking at all of the dangerous people around the house, like the mailman or a jogger.
It's most likely a jogger. It's warm enough right now.
Imagine having the audacity to jog by your house.
I know, it's terrible. They should be
How dare they?
destroyed.
It's like they don't even know that this is Odin's house.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
it's-
protecting me because he's a good boy.
Excellent.
I mean, it could be worse. You could become one of them. Then it would be just so difficult for the poor guy.
Betrayal.
I'm yogging.
Alright. Well, I need dinner because I'm very hungry. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully, how many viewers we got? Probably like 4. Hopefully our 4
3.
viewers. Hopefully our 3
Oh.
viewers enjoyed that.
6.
6
We're on a
viewers.
6.
Hopefully our 6
6.
viewers enjoyed that. next week we'll pick back up with the fight of the Cornlossus.
Cornlossus, yeah.
Cornlossus, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I like it actually.
Yeah, it's good, and we'll see what else you find. The windmill does look to be mostly intact.
Yeah, because it's hiding a dragon.
So we'll see what else there is to find there. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. See you guys.
Excellent.
Bye.
Farewell, everyone.
See you
Ciao,
later.
friends. GG's.
GG's.